Oh. My Reds, welcome back to the Liverpool 12th Man Show. This is obviously your place, your space, your voice can be heard. This is the platform that has rigorous debate. We are not an echo chamber, but we are one that is full of opinions. Whether right or wrong, we still hash them out. So we definitely enjoy the fact that you guys are with us on this journey. Tonight, we're going to be diving into loyalty, leadership, and the lineup puzzle that some of us have our own interest or our own clue as to who we'd like to see involved in our starting lineups going forward. I would say, as always, buckle in because packed slate. We've got a great panel as always. Smash the likes so the algorithm knows that the KOP is in the building. And hey, bring a red along because you'll never walk alone. Isn't just a chant, it's a way of life, and it's what we're trying to project here on this channel. So we have Lee, Scouse Lee in the house. Big up, Lee. How are you?
Excellent, thanks, mate. All's well here in Scousland.
Scousland, there you go. And we also have JK with us. Big up, JK.
Best, bro. What you saying? Lee as well. Hope you're cool, bro. And the
Thanks, yeah, mate.
Hope you're cool.
Yeah, no, we're definitely good. Trying to project myself into the streets next to one of my favorite players of all time for Liverpool. But today we're going to be tackling some interesting questions. We're going to be tackling Andy Robertson turning down Atlético Madrid because, in his own words, my heart was still in Liverpool. Then we're going to track every single red as much as possible that was called up for international duty. And trust me, you'll want that roll call. After that, the big tactical debate, which is where do we play Dominik Szoboszlai? Where? We'll also touch on Italy and Argentina storylines with Chiesa and McAllister. And then we're going to close with the transfer chessboard, Marc Guéhi, Konaté's future, and a new center back link that might surprise you. Might be a surprise for some. Might be an interesting surprise for some that might get you guys not so worried or maybe not so perplexed over us not getting Guehi. Who knows? But before we do, shout out to High Lord. Shout out to Edward. Big up to see you, Edward. Good to see you as always. Shout out to Red for Life as well and everyone else joining us in the chat.
Yeah. Edward, nice one.
We're going to start this off with I don't have a picture. I don't have a background with him, but I'm going to start this off with my guy, Robbo. Look, Andy Robertson had options, and he had real ones, not some, he's just got to, go back to Scotland or he's got to go play, play for a team that's, not actively competing on the higher levels that we are, for instance. Because Atlético Madrid came knocking. And they not only came knocking, they said, we will give you a guaranteed starting role. Champions League football, a fresh adventure in La Liga. He said, your boy's doing it. Why not you, right? So it was tempting. But Robbo's answer was, my heart was still in Liverpool. That's not just a sentiment. It's a decision rooted in loyalty, rooted in family, rooted in belief in what we're building here under Arne Slot. But now, for the first time since 2017, Robbo isn't the automatic LB1. Milos Kerkez has been handed the keys. It's got to sting. It's got to sting. But Robbo has embraced the vice captaincy, which I think was one of the other reasons that solidified himself on having a purpose in staying. He accepted the role of backup, and where experience will count for plenty, I think. And that's the thing about leaders. They don't measure themselves by minutes, but by moments. Whether it's protecting that aura, or whether it's protecting a lead, giving younger fullbacks, guiding the younger fullbacks to do what they need to do, or closing out crunch matches. Robbo's value is still massive, I think, on this team, and I hope people aren't underlooking it. This is what being a culture carrier looks like. But what's more valuable? Would he have taken on that role? I saw Trudon said he would have gone if he was Robbo. Would you have gone, Lee? If you had the choice of what Robbo did, would you go?
I wouldn't have if I was him, because there's still trophies for him to win here. And he knows how loved he is by the fans and all that. Okay, it's a lesser role he's going to play, but, all players have to accept aging. No one's exempt for it, and he's been here a long time. And he's still got a lot, his story is yet, unfinished, isn't it? He's still got chapters to write. He can still score goals for us. He can still get assists for us. He can still make tackles, clear things off the line as a substitute or as a starter in cups and that. I would have stayed if I was him. I could see the attraction a little bit of maybe moving on, but I mean, what was mooted, the Atletico Madrid move didn't make a whole lot of sense for me, that him at that age would suddenly uproot to Madrid and be playing for Atletico. But they wanted him for free, didn't he, was the problem. We said no, and they just went and got someone else for nothing or for precious little, didn't they?
Okay.
I believe he did buy a left back like Atletico,
How about, can you answer this question, JK?
Yeah.
Can you answer, because Robbo's on the last year of his contract. Is it wise to maybe give him an extension? I think it would be if he proves to be serviceable and he does what he said. He said, this was the quote he gave. I came back in great shape. It's a transition, but I've handled it well, which is elite professionalism. But it is certainly a mindset that he says that he understands he might not be the first choice on the play list or play sheet anymore, or team sheet anymore. But still, he looks at being someone that could be utilized and be a contributor.
Well, I personally would say I would let him have this season and then I would let him go. I think he's put a shift in. And I'm not sure how much his legs have got in it. This season, like Dara, bless up Dara in the chat as well. He says aging is one thing, not playing is another. He chose the latter. And I think I sort of agree with that. You know what I mean? Did he know before this season started that Kerkez is going straight in? Kerkez, he ain't never had a great 2 first games. Against Arsenal, fucking solid. It was coming. I knew it was going to come anyway. But yeah, first 2 games, some people were saying start Robertson against Arsenal. I was probably one of them as well. So Robertson, for me, look, bro, he's been like a non-stop machine since he signed with us. You know, how much energy has that guy got left in him, you know? Me personally, I like to see him play this season. Cup games, the odd league game, come in if need be because of injuries and stuff, and then move on to another team where he's starting left back. You know what I mean? I think he's too good to be a sub. You know what I'm saying? So go to a team where they're going to sort of play him more starting. Because Robertson's full of fire, you know what I mean? That's his personality. He's like that type of guy. And I think sometimes that gets into his game as well, and that gives him that extra energy he needs sometimes. So, but fair play to the guy. He cost £5, bro, down the pub. 2 guys agreed on a deal to bring him in. Come on, man. You can't ask more for a signing that costs that much. You can't, you know? So when I hear people moan about him, he actually winds me up. So I'm thinking this guy cost us really nothing. Like, you don't see deals like this no more. It was 7 million, was it? Something crazy like that. You know, what that guy's done for us, bro. Second highest assist maker as a defender. You know, he was leading that as well. But for me, big up Andy Robertson, man.
He was leading. He was the leading.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he was leading, or he was not even leading. He was the all-time assist leader for fullbacks, and yet Trent still got most of the recognition when it came to a lot of the assists.
Yeah. But fair play to Robertson. I think he's a top professional. No, he's good enough to be number 2 at Liverpool, no problem, Julia. He's a good player, top provoke. Gives 100%.
Okay, well then, I'll ask Lee this question. You can follow his answer. Is Kirkes Robbo really even a competition, or is it more a partnership that can lift both levels? Do you see it as being do you think that Robbo is going to be able to push Kirkes for the position? Or do you see it as it's a partnership, somewhat of what JK is mentioning, which is he'll play in League Cup games, or he'll play in, when a player's injured, or he'll play reserve minutes when needed.
Yeah, I don't really see him challenging him, sort of being the number 1 ahead of him. I think he's from this point onwards, he's always going to be backup. He's going to come on as sub for him. He's going to play some games, but I think the big games Kirkes will play because we want him to settle. The more games he plays, the better, and with every game he'll be getting better. So early on in the season, I could see maybe he could definitely play in the Champions League. He could start a game in the Champions League. Southampton's a game when we come back quite soon, Carabao Cup. So there's another start for him, isn't it?
We do have the main coming up eventually. That starts in January, really, but
yeah. Well, we could really do with progressing in the domestic cup, so other players can get a game.
I think
we need that. We need that for the squad to be able to get a game.
And that's what I think you're going to see his role really shine, is because I don't think that Virgil will get, especially in those early games, I don't think Virgil will start those games necessarily in the League Cup or in the, there were times when Trent Alexander-Arnold was the captain technically on the pitch because obviously because he was our vice captain at the time, but because he would be the player that would lead our team onto the pitch. Now, as a glorified reserve, I think that now that's become his duty, where he'll be the starter regardless when it comes to our domestic cups or those kinds of competitions.
I was a bit surprised he got the vice captaincy. I thought Salah would have got it. Because Salah's on the pitch more, you know what I mean? So it was a bit strange. So it might be a sign that he's going to get a bit more game time. Hopefully he'll get game time,
on this squad, I know he is a leader by his professionalism. He's a leader by his play on the field and the pitch and everything. He's a leader by his commitment in the weight rooms, or on the practice pitch. I saw a quote from McAllister saying he's a beast when it comes to workout. I saw Elliott saying the same. How like the amount of dedication this guy puts in to training is it's like you could say borderline religious in a sense, another religion for him. But I don't know if that constitutes that he would be a good captain for our team necessarily. Like he's a good leader, but I don't know if he would be a good captain for it. Do you think that there's a distinction between the two? You can be a leader, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're a captain. Do you agree? Nolante's with us, by the way. Pick up Nolante.
No, big up Nolante. Yeah, bro. I understand what you mean. Everything good, yeah, bro.
Hi again.
Yeah, hi again, Lee. 12, big up the panel. But yeah, JK, sorry, you had a point anyway. So
no, I was just saying, bro, that like I understand what you're trying to say, bro, but most leaders are captains.
Mm-hmm.
And captains are leaders. You know what I mean? You could, like, was Trent a leader? Let's put it that way. You know,
right? No, that's the question. I mean, like that's my point. Like,
I always felt Robbo was one of them players that did that sort of vice captaincy stuff. Just naturally, you know what I mean? Even without the armband. But if they've chosen him for vice captain, then they've done it for a reason. There's always a reason behind everything. If they think that's the best choice, then that's great.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people were expecting Mo to be the one that gets the captaincy.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Understood. I personally, if it wasn't, I understand the Robbo. I think what was possibly a factor in him staying was the fact that he became vice captain. That was kind of like extra incentive for him to be like, look, I know this isn't a role that you want to take on as being a reserve to Kirkes. I know that you could possibly go on to another league, another team that's competing on the same levels as we are, and be a starter. However, it's a select group that have been able to put on the captain's band for this club. And us looking and saying that we want to nominate you is certainly a nod in appreciation, but also a significant sign that his role or his presence in the locker room is important. And I think that is a factor. Pretty much everyone gets along with Robbo in one way or another in the locker room, it seems like. And he really brings the gelling to it. I don't know how difficult that is or how difficult it's going to be when you go from best friend to parent in the sense of like having to collect dues and for like fines and tell people to shape up. But yeah. I thought that if it wasn't Robbo, I wouldn't have picked Mo, to be honest with you. I know a lot of you have. You did, JK. Lee, would Mo have been your choice too, by the way?
No, I probably was looking to someone like McAllister.
Okay. He's stealing a little bit of my thunder.
Nolante,
who would have been your choice?
Yeah, Robbo for me. But if it's someone that's starting, maybe Ali.
It doesn't have to be someone that starts.
I'm happy with Robbo, to be honest.
I mean, Milner didn't start. He was,
That's true, Lee. That's true, 12. Yeah.
you know,
Milner didn't start every game, yeah. It's true.
and he was like our vice captain for multiple years.
Yes. I think Robbo's fine for me, to be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, if it wasn't Robbo, Robbo would have been my second choice, not in any disrespect, but he would have been certainly a close second. But I would have picked Maka, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I would have picked Maka just to make it. One, Maka's been the captain of it. He was captain of Brighton before this, but also because I just think giving that responsibility to Maka would say to him, hey, we're looking for you to be eventually maybe the captain of this team. The transition from Virgil to you could be something that we witness. So it was good to hear though. How out of the 38 game season, how many matches do you think Robbo will start?
In the Premier League, yeah?
Yeah, and just in the Prem.
I'm going to say 5.
5 games. Wow.
And that's if he's lucky. Judging on what we've seen so far.
Okay. How about you, Lee? What's your best guess?
How many games would he start in the Premier League or altogether?
Just in the Prem.
In the Prem. Okay. 8.
8
out of
games.
38 or so.
Do you reckon?
Okay. For Unilante?
10.
10. Okay. Gone 6, 8, 10. Okay. If we get another panelist, maybe we get 12. Who knows?
Okay.
But
Bernadette. Get Bernadette.
Lady B. Well, Lady B.
Let's not beat Bernadette.
Big old Lady B.
Yeah, let me see. For
Lee Wiskits at 10. Yeah.
Last year, he started 29 games last year.
Yeah, Simicast started a few. Yeah, he did start quite a few Simicast.
So incredible. That'll be an incredible drop off. And again, before that, the year before that, he started 18 games, and the year before that, that was the year he had the shoulder injury. And then the year before that, he started 29 games. So 28, 29, close to 30 games is what he tends to start. The year before that, he had 29 games. So yeah, total started. So yeah, he averages around 29 games, 30 games. We do not have a backup to Robbo at the moment, other than maybe some youth academy player, possibly. I would assume we would say, right? Joey G.
Yeah.
Joey G would probably be a backup, actually.
Yeah. If it gets to emergency situation, then yeah.
Well, speaking of Joey G, and our international call-ups, Arnie Slot's squad is scattered across the globe right now. 20 players called up at senior or youth level. Here's your roll call. You might want to write down some of these names if you're trying to get an eye on who to keep an eye on for this weekend. Obviously, the headliners are Ali, Van Dijk, Konaté, Wirtz, Dom, Salah, all captains of their national teams or key men, basically. Isak is expected to get his first minutes of the season for Sweden, which he did. I believe he scored, didn't he? I believe he scored today.
Who? Isak? He didn't get nothing.
Did he not score? Someone said he scored.
Who?
Isak.
No, he
No.
never even got a minute, bro. He stayed on the
Yeah.
bench.
Yeah, he didn't play at all.
He didn't play at all. Who told you that, bro?
On Quasi's show, they're saying that he scored.
Does he?
God, they're probably watching him play for Newcastle. Old videos. Probably a Newcastle fan, old videos
Exactly
watching it.
They thought
it
they
was
saw
just-
Isaac in a Sweden shot. They thought, oh, he scored today.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, Lord.
Slovenia. Let's see. I don't even think he was on the bench, or maybe he was. Hold on, double check. Yes, he was on the bench, but he didn't get any playing time, like you suggested. Then he had two subs in that game, which is interesting. 2-2 was the final in that game. Against, let's see, they're going to go against Kosovo next. Do you think he gets a game in there? I think he'll get a game in. They've got to be Kosovo.
He won't start. He'll come off the bench.
Okay.
Yeah. In my opinion, that's what I think anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely see a start for him against Southampton in the Carabao Cup. That's the nearest start I can definitely see for him, because I think Kirkaz will play against Atletico and probably against Inter. Yeah, I can see the Southampton game being a start for him.
Mm-hmm. All right. Interesting. Okay. I kind of forget that long ago. Is a Swedish player sometimes. I just remembered that he does. But he played up front. Gorkaz played up front too. Had an assist. Other players that we are going to see out on the international pitch. Obviously, Frimpong is not going to be playing because he has that hamstring injury. He's trying to work his way back to be available after the international break, which might keep Dom at right back. We'll talk about that more in a bit. But Alexei McAllister, he's going to be carefully eased back into the lineup for Argentina, especially considering that they just qualified for Messi with 2 goals, by the way, in that game. Let me pull that game up. That game I do know. That game I do know. They beat Venezuela 3-0 in that game. And Martinez and Messi were the goal scorers in that game. And as I spoke on earlier, Messi had the brace, early goal in the first half, and then he had a goal. Then he had like a quick succession of 2 goals in the second half.
Against Venezuela, yeah?
Yeah, against Venezuela.
I heard that he had a little fight with some their players when they're coming back on the pitch for the second half.
Did he?
Yeah, I've seen a video of him, bro. He was giving it gangster. He was going up to him and that, yeah. Funny.
I think that I'm sure that's the final South America qualified game. Yeah, one game, because he was emotional, because that could be his last
at home,
national game. Yeah, home. Yeah.
The game was.
He didn't play for the World Cup.
The game was in Argentina. It would have been.
Yeah, they're ready through. Yeah, they're already a long time through.
It would have marked his possible last time playing for Argentina in Argentina.
I think he will retire after the World Cup from international. Unless he can carry on. But I think,
I mean, it's phenomenal. I mean, like I just said, he scored 2 goals against Venezuela. He's still doing his thing in MLS. It is something. It is certainly something. I think Venezuela doesn't. Venezuela's got to go to the playoffs now. I think they play against like one of like the island, like Australia that region's teams.
How about Ecuador getting on?
Ecuador got in. So for CONMEBOL, Argentina topped the group. Brazil was second. Uruguay, shout out to Darwin. He got his berth into the World Cup. Just remember because I said congratulations to him. I said congratulations to Lucho, whose Colombian team got into the World Cup as well. Ecuador was in 4th. Colombia was in 5th. Paraguay is in 6th.
So Paraguay will do the whole Oceania playoff thing.
Yes.
Oceania,
Yeah, the playoff thing, yeah.
They do the playoffs just to see if they get into the World Cup. Now the World Cup's it's expanded now too.
Yeah, they made everything bigger, bro. 3 countries. I don't think this has ever happened before. Where 3 countries are hosting the World Cup.
Yeah. That's
too much, man.
That's going to be interesting. Very interesting. With the way that's going to break down. The final will be in the USA, but seeing games being placed in obviously Mexico City and Toronto, I think it's the city, or Toronto, or I think Toronto's going to be the city that they probably choose.
Maybe Toronto, yeah.
But logistics, it's going to be it could be a nightmare because one day you could be playing in Mexico in one part, in the group stage for something, and then maybe playing in, I don't know, Canada in the first round, if that's what they're going to do. Or,
But I think they would have tried to maybe organize it that it causes less chaos in that way. Hopefully they did.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Philadelphia gets to be one of this.
Thing is, though, they don't know who's going yet, though. You know what I mean? So Europe's just got underway qualifying. So
yeah.
Where the South American teams have already did it. It's mad.
There was a shout. There was a shout. Oh, sorry, I just seeing something. I think Abdul was speaking about something about. I saw that. My condolences for your loss, Abdul. By the way.
Yeah, bro. Sorry to hear that, man.
There was a shout for FIFA to do something about these international breaks in the middle of seasons, the way they have it, and just make it where, it's a mini season, if anything, for international competition. So you'd have at the end of one season, you just start your international season. And then after your international season was done, you'd have a small break, and then you'd have a return to your club competition or club, obviously, team. Do you think it'll be better that way, or is it okay the way it is right now?
I wouldn't say it's okay the way it is now. I don't like it. The 3 games into the season, the players were whipped away. The month is cut clean in half. You know what I mean? It's like you get half a month of football, and the other half of the month you're not getting. And it happens again next month as well, I think.
Because they've got to have 6 games in this season. They've got to get them 6 games done.
I don't know why they couldn't just have midweek internationals and still have league games, but just have midweek internationals or something, and the teams don't necessarily then even have to go away anywhere. You can just arrange games. It's different now though with this bloody Nations League. You know what I mean? It's not so much friendlies anymore. This is supposedly. I suppose it does count counted for Portugal, didn't it? Well, against Spain. But you know what I mean? Anyway, it has changed, and I don't like it the way it is now. If they could improve upon it, because it annoyed me a bit that we were just trying to get up a rhythm, and sort of I've found a little bit of rhythm in getting the Arsenal result, and then it's done for 2 weeks, and we've got to start all over again.
But we've got a nice fixture when we go back anyway, so that's cool.
Yeah, I'm glad we haven't got that Everton game when we go back.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's after the Burnley.
Apologies.
Go on, 12.
No, I was going to say, as much as I agree with what you're saying, Lee, with the way it's set up, where we get these breaks, these international breaks, I would venture to say I'm not as bothered about it, considering we've got players that are injured that could use the extra week or 2 weeks, basically, because it ends up being kind of like 2 weeks in essence of recuperation, of rehab, of being able to, get back into trying to be fit enough to get back on the training pitch. Otherwise, we would have played another game this weekend. We would have, and it would have been another game of them not being available, So like them being injured, it ends up being they're missing out for their international team, and that sucks if you're a big international, fan, and you follow international more than maybe club, for instance. But otherwise, it's an extra. I'm looking at it as an extra week to get our players healthy. Like Frimpong being injured,
yeah,
we would have missed him for this game this week. But because we have this extra 2 weeks in essence for him to get healthy, we could possibly see him available for our first game back.
That's the thing. That's why I said international break for some players is a blessing in disguise. They can get healthy and have time off. Recuperate, They ain't missing nothing, you know what I mean? So actually they're missing it for their country because he plays for Holland as well, you know what I mean? But they're
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
So it could be like this, like you said, it could be like a little bit of a blessing in the sky for it. Like, I'll admit, I don't like it when players do what we saw Konaté do last year or 2 years ago, or I believe Bradley is going to be playing for North Ireland, right? In their game, right?
Yeah, he is.
So, like, I would have preferred him not playing, but maybe he uses it as a game to ramp up his fitness, a game possibly, obviously, that's important that he'll be able to, get some of the kinks out and shake off some of the cobwebs and be that much more in form for when he comes back for our club duty.
Who's that, bro?
I'm trying to do his best.
Conor Bradley. Conor Bradley, JK, Conor Bradley.
Okay. Conor Bradley, yeah. He played the other night. They won 3-1, I think. They're playing Germany tomorrow. Works against Bradley then.
Before we go into the next segment, what are your feelings about Germany this year, JK? What is up with Germany?
Look, bro.
I had Pops on the show too, because he's a big Germany fan too. But
is it?
Oh, Pops that's his club, that's his team.
He likes the Einstein Shrines, Wirt und Fund und Weitend.
Yeah. He's a big Deutschland.
Deutschland, yeah. Bro, I'll tell you quickly. I don't like Nagelsmann's face. It just pisses me off.
That's the way you start it.
That's for me. That's all. If I was going to the headquarters of the FA, that's what I would say to him straight. I'd be like, get this guy out of here, man. Come on, bro. He's so boring, his football. He's lost 3 games in a row. I've always said if you want to win the World Cup, you need a big personality, and Jurgen Klopp's that guy. Nagelsmann ain't got it in him, bro. I don't know what bloody the doors that have been open to him. Bayern Munich job, the Germany job. Come on, man. What can anyone tell me his style of play? Football managers, Klopp.
I can tell you.
Pep. Go on, then,
I don't think this is going to be good. But go ahead, tell us, Namante.
bro. Go on, Namante.
It's the reborn bootleg Jurgen Klopp gang pressing. That's what his style of play is.
Yeah. How come it don't work then?
Because Germany just not good enough. It's just,
You know,
it's
look,
just,
bro.
yeah.
But like, Musiala's missing. Like, he was missing from the game the other day, and not for me. He's the main guy up top. Like, he's the one who gets in between, scores goals, gets things moving. Gnabry's playing.
Words. So Words is
Well, Wirtz, bro. He was the we were
he
on
had a
about the
shocker.
other day.
He was poor. Yeah, he was poor.
Yeah,
I
but he
think
was the fall guy for them. Like, let's blame it on Wirtz because he cost
no,
a
it
lot
wasn't
of
his
money.
fault. Yeah,
What is
yeah.
his
No, it
fault?
wasn't.
No.
It wasn't his. The team was rubbish, but he was just poor again. Yeah,
If Tar at the back, I'm not a big fan
yeah,
of him.
tough.
Tar, like, come on, man. Like, how's he a professional? Like, he's all right, but he ain't no fucking Germany centre back. You know what I mean? Even
Jonathan
Rudiger
Tah.
goes on a bit of mad one, huh?
Yeah, Jonathan Tah.
Yeah, Jonathan Tar, not great, bro.
Oh, the Baymick. He's just yeah. I mean, I think he's an okay defender. He's
He's all
not
right.
one that I would. Yeah, he's okay. He's just. But this is the problem. Germany, they just don't have the players anymore. They've got good players. I mean, but yeah. All right, Smokey.
There you go. Yeah.
See, Smokey don't like Jonathan Tah. JK exclusive.
Yeah, you get him out of the team.
He really doesn't like it. All right, we'll change the subject. Gnabry, Smokey? Gnabry?
Well,
All right, he likes
are you
Gnabry.
okay with? I know Smokey might not be, but are you okay with some of his criticism or of Verts about him saying he will show no leniency to Verts? No leniency is the exact words he said, and that he suggested, for instance, that Verts should be smarter in some game situations, such as falling after a clear foul rather than arguing. That's what he's apparently was kind of upset about. I don't know about that. That's interesting.
Garglesman is it saying this?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it's a bit of a stupid comment to make, to be honest, because you're kind of isolating the player and making him like JK the fall guy. And yeah, he won't, but it's a team game. It's not just Wirtz's fault. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Defenses average the Voldemort or Voldemort, as I like to call him. He was nowhere to be seen.
There you go. Blame him. He's a new signing for big money, so blame it on him.
Yeah. So it doesn't help, but you know, Germany, Wirtz or Musiala, they're just for me, they're just not the same team. They are, they're just for me, they're just meh.
Look, bro, I always say this, like with football, you can't control footballers like a machine. You can do it sometimes, but what happens? It becomes boring and stuff. Like Pep Guardiola, he drills his players hardcore. So he's like a machine, Pep Guardiola. And his players show that. There's no excitement about it. With Klopp, he did it as well, but he gave a bit of leeway, and hence why we enjoyed his football. And I think Nagelsmann's, he don't give the freedom to the players, you know what I mean? But for me, Wirtz was made the fall guy. Why? Because he don't play for Bayern Munich. That's one big thing. Because he said sort of no to them. They don't like him.
Do you think that's why he's getting more of that kind of like, no leniency?
Yeah. 100%, bro. Because this is like, they love Bayern Munich here, bro. You'll get Bayern Munich tops in every city in Germany. Like, there'll be a shop selling them. Yeah.
Wow.
Because that's the number one club here, you know what I mean? So, because he sort of said no to Bayern, they took it personally. And the media, because they love Bayern, will take care of that and drop little things like that about Wirtz. Yeah, man.
So I think someone's asking about I think someone's asking you what's the song that you know in German, Lee? What's the German song that you like?
Oh, there's a few. I'm not 100% sure. It means Ich raus und mach aus Bremen Nacht. Ich raus macht das Bremen nicht. Ich raus
Hey.
macht schnell aus Bremen nicht.
Nein.
How schnell macht das Bremen nicht? He's saying I must get out of Bremen. Must get out of Bremen.
Nein.
I was going to say that in
Nein.
German. I was going to say that in German, Lee.
Ich raus mich aus Bremen Nacht is the first line. It's just a repeated thing throughout the song. He's got to get out of Bremen, that Bremen night. I need a fella.
Yeah, Bremen night, yeah.
Yeah.
He has to get out of the house.
Yeah.
The songs I know are easy songs. The songs I know is especially since I just watched the movie just recently. Danke Shane, I know that one.
Mm-hmm.
And 99, there's red balloons, but Luft balloons, right?
Yeah, air balloons, like Luft is air.
Yeah.
So 99 air balloons, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
But in the English translation was red balloons, 99 red balloons.
Okay.
Well, yeah, or if you saw the English title for it, it would be red balloons.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe because 99 air balloons doesn't really hit the same way.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, that was good, that one. 99.
That's the one Lee said.
Loaded in the sun.
I love that
Captain
song.
Kirk was in it and everything, weren't he? Making an intergalactic appearance.
You know, if we ever do karaoke, Lee's the guy. He's the main guy. He's going to take the mic.
Oh, well, mate, I've got a terrible voice. I don't mind, like, singing a few lines, messing around, but I've got a terrible voice, mate. It's not for sharing, really. Mine's one of those voices where I can sing on my own when I'm drunk with music on, but, like, I don't really want to be singing where people can hear me. So it's unfair. It's unfair on people.
It's only fair for those with hearing impaired. Wow. Well, there was a player that was still doing his bit, and that is Dominik Szoboszlai. After putting in that rocket of a shot for us against Arsenal, and by the way, let me say this to the pundits, and not the pundits more so, because not the pundits have all given it praise. They've all said that it's one of the best shots they've seen all so far this season. But for the content creators, the rivals especially, that are saying that was lucky, that was a lucky shot.
Yeah.
Dominik said, hold my coffee or tea or whatever, hold my drink, and ended up doing the exact same thing, except for the opposite corner this time. Mm-hmm. And scored another kick about the same distance away, but he scored it in the top right corner opposed to the top left corner this time. Maybe we found our penalty, our free kick taker. Is that going to be? I mean, he got it. You would think maybe he got it because Maka wasn't on the pitch, or maybe because Salah didn't make a big enough stink about it. But is Maka our free kick taker going forward?
I reckon Szoboszlai, bro. After that one beauty last time.
Excuse me. I meant Dom. My apologies. I meant Dom, not Maka.
I'd have him, then Maka, and then Wirtz. I want to see Wirtz on him. I think Wirtz can get a few in.
Oh, yeah. I think that'd be good. I mean, give Wirtz an opportunity to score, maybe get a goal. If he does get a goal, that could really energize his confidence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Penalty, whatever, an assist. And I think it'll come, bro. It's like, for me, patience, like, we're Liverpool fans. We do it different. That's why we're so successful. Why? Because of the fan base as well. We've got good arts and stuff. Give players time. If he takes all season, let it be. Let him go to the World Cup, come back firing, you know? So that's football. Some players hit the ground running, Ekatike, you know? So some players do, some players don't. It's the way it is.
Okay. So saying, when was that? Was that last? I thought he had the game. I thought that clip was from this recent one. Someone saying that it was from last year. Well, all the same is showing that he does have that kind of range. All the same, that's the point.
Ronaldo was his favorite player, bro.
Yeah,
Not the Brazilian one, the Portuguese one. Like he loves him.
yeah. I don't think that for all the praise Ronaldo gets for his penalty or for his free kicks, I don't think he was that great of a free kick taker. To be honest with you, do you agree or you disagree?
No, he had it in him to score some beauties. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like even Messi, look at the one Messi got against us. Oof, in that game.
Yeah, they've had some beautiful free kicks. I'm not
Yeah.
denying that. I've always liked one of my favorite free kick takers is like Pirlo. I thought Pirlo was a very, very good free kick taker.
Gerrard had it in him to score as well.
Yeah, Stevie G. Yeah, obviously. But yeah. Do you think that? All right, I had a question for the panel. You can tell me your answer in the chat too. It is not even Burnley, okay? Let's just say it is Everton, let's say, because that's I think our second game back in the Prem. Because I think we have I'd have to let me double check. I think it goes Burnley, then Champions League, then League Cup, and then I think we have a
Merseyside derby.
Yeah.
So in big games coming up, bro.
So
big games.
Big games. Yeah, big games.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not even say Burnley. Let's just say the Derby. Or let's just say Southampton. That's an easier one. Let's say Southampton, because then there's no, this is a big game. We have to play this player or that player, or blah, 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 or match up this and match up that. Let's say Southampton. Bradley and Frimpong are both fit. What happens with Dom? Do you succumb to some of the growing sentiment out there in YouTube and X land where it's Dom is my right back or Dom is a right back and he should start over our bona fide right backs? Or do you what do you do? Let's just go across the line here. Let's go Lee, JK, then Alante.
He can play on the left, can't he? If we want to keep Dom in the team. If Dom's playing that well that he has to stay in the team, then it might be Cozy that gets cut. Possibly.
Oh, wow.
Or Dom just goes to the bench. The alternative is Dom just goes to the bench because Bradley's fit.
Right back. Dang, okay. Maybe you've got some Arnie Slot blood in you. You're ready to be ruthless.
Slot blood.
Yeah. I thought you were a starter. Enjoy that pay raise, Cody. You got benched. How about you, JK?
Nah, bro. I'm bringing back the original right backs. Like he did a shift. Szoboszlai, fair play to the lad, and I think he would have learned a lot about the defensive side of the game there, playing them in that position. So when he comes back into the midfield, he'd be a bit more wary of the players around him. Might improve his game them 3 games he just had there. But I would start Szoboszlai next to Gravenberch because McAllister isn't 100%. Let's all be serious now. You know, we're going to talk about him later, but he's not 100% right now. So play the guy who's been the best this season. And for me, that's Szoboszlai. You know, he's been fucking he's made me not saying nothing about him for the whole season already. You know what I mean?
I got
Remember
you.
that season? I had to go at him and Slot.
I remember.
Double S's, you know. I was like, come on, man. And this is what I was talking about because I knew he had it in him to do what he's done this season. And that's why I said that, bro. I don't moan about no players. I don't really like moaning about players all the time. But for me to moan about a player, there was something wrong. So he sort of fixed that, and look at the result of that. Just doing what I knew he can do. Fair play to him, man. But I wouldn't play him at right back if there is a fit right back available. I would keep him as the next, like he can be used at right back in the future if need be. But for me, midfield, play him next to Gravenberch with Wirtz in front, and then McAllister can come in whenever.
Okay. Nolante? Don't worry, I have a scenario too. I'll answer the question too. I'm not gonna try to skirt out on not answering tough questions.
Yeah, you better, because otherwise that Liverpool 12th man will get revoked.
Yeah, exactly.
License will be revoked.
It'll be
Will be
revoked.
the JK and the Lads show featuring Lee. Yeah, personally, as good, he's done the job, but bench.
Wow,
What's like?
You said that with
Oh,
you said that with like as if you like you
he
enjoyed
means
it.
it.
He said, you know,
He
job
means
there,
it.
bench.
Bench. That brother could stay on the bench. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a painful benching for him after like that free kick, but it's a benching that is probably the right thing. Nevertheless, if we're to pick our best team, because Wirtz must be picked in the 10, and that's
Yeah, but I'm playing Szoboszlai until McAllister's fit. I don't want to play a half-fit McAllister. But give him game time, 15, 20 minutes. But for me, I'm playing Szoboszlai. Why? Because he's been our best player this season.
I think McAllister will be all right when he
Now,
comes
if-
back.
if and when-
He couldn't
but
make
if
the
and
whole
when he
game
does,
against.
oh, sorry. Go ahead. Finish your thought, Lee, and then I have a follow-up question for Jacob.
I'm just saying McAllister couldn't make the whole game against Arsenal, but I'd certainly want him starting against Burnley and Everton, and Atletico Madrid.
And got Atletico Madrid. He also got.
I just want him and Gravenberch in tandem, like, and into the swing of things, because that gives Wirtz the best chance of finding his feet quicker if them two are in tandem behind him, like, and
exactly, yeah,
fit in form and all that, like.
But what I was going to ask JK is, so hypothetically, Dominik plays next to Grab, for instance, right? And let's say he continues his form. He continues to maybe even excels even past what he's playing now. He scores a goal or two or something like that, right? Do you then say McAllister's fit, ready to go? Do you then say, Dom, thank you for your service? Bench.
Like Denante. Bench.
Like Nolante style?
Denante. He's on the bench. That's what I'm going to call it now. We want to find out to play. He's on the bench. He's on the Denante. Nah, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I'm about play the guy who's in form. The one who's at the races, you know. McAllister hasn't been at the races. First half against, was it Bournemouth? He was good, McAllister, first half. I think second half sort of faded in that. Yeah, he got taken off in that. But for me, play the guys who's in form and the guys who's fit. If that's McAllister, let it be him. If it's Szoboszlai, let it be him. But right now, I'm playing Szoboszlai. You can't bring him off the team in the way he's playing. He got an assist tonight as well in the game.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's an interesting question to have, by the way, of where do you play the young man. I made this assertion in Quasi's show earlier, and it's something that I think I've tried to bring out this point. Maybe I think I've mentioned it backstage with with the guys, but could there be an argument that R10 should be Dominik Szoboszlai to act like he didn't do a good job last year that's not, I don't think is exactly 100% accurate. I know it's not the type of 10 that a lot of people want. It wasn't the type of results from a 10 that a lot of people wanted, but it was efficient enough that you could go as far as to say that it was we were arguably the best midfield in the Premier League. He gave coverage to our right backs when they would go forward. He gave coverage to the fact that Salah was often not tracking back. He gave obviously a lot of defensive coverage in the midfield as well. And what you could then do is not necessarily drop Verts. What you could possibly do is provide Verts on the left and put Salah on the right. This is a brainstorm suggestion. Put Verts on the left, Salah on the right, and then get to what we've all been wanting, or at least get to what we've all been really trying to assess is what we would like to see, and that is have two creative players on either side. I love Cody, but Cody is not doesn't have the creativity that you would expect from a Verts if you're comparing him to Cody. So you have an absolutely creative player in Verts on your left. You have a creative player of Salah on your right, and they become the facilitators. They become basically the lunchroom attendants for our number 9, and actually serve him passes that he can score on, whether it's Ekitike or whether it's Isak. But they would certainly be able to become true wingers, in essence, true wingers to the style of what most people's minds of what wingers are. I understand a lot of people now see wingers as being more scorers, inside forwards and the likes, but there used to be a time when the wingers were more of the creative players that could create and produce assists for those center forwards. Could you get on board with that, or no? Is that too far-fetched? I'll ask Nawante, JK, and then Lee this time.
It's a difficult one. It really depends. We've got a bunch of players that you could do many things with, but at the moment, Slot wants to do the 4-2-3-1. So it'd be interesting. I think maybe at some point, again, whether he does it or not, I think Slot will change the system a bit to accommodate the players. But what he's playing with is the system he's playing with is what wins the league. It's just going to be a while how he acclimatizes what his selection team is going forwards further, what he's going to be his actual 11. I don't think he's still worked that out yet. Obviously, Isak, Hugo, and we just have to take it from there. But obviously, you've got players there that are adaptable, but certain players, of course, it's early stages, just kind of need to kind of improve their form. Because we can't always just eke out wins forever, you know what I mean, and not play well. So, but it's still early, still time. There's integrating, there's systems. If we could be better as a defensive unit, as a team, then it will go a long way to seeing us get back to the form, the way we can play, we know we can be. So yeah.
I mean, you get the defense, JK. You get the counter pressing. You get the defense. You possibly get a better defender, if not a better presser, in Dom, considering he has more of the. You probably get a little bit more physicality out of him and the likes. You definitely get the engine on him. But I know people are we brought it first in for it to be a 10. That's where he'll play. I'm not suggesting that that I'm going to die on this hill type situation or something. But it's just an idea or thought or suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe JK, you there?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Let me hear what Lee's got to say about it, then I'll.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I'm gonna say let Lee.
Pass the button to Lee.
Pass it to Lee. Okay.
Yeah.
Lee. You got the hot potato, Lee. You got the hot potato.
The big cheese. The big cheese.
Go on, what was the question?
I knew that was happening too.
I was thinking of Gothmog from Lord of the Rings. Hylor pointed out that Stiller could get a role in Lord of the Rings movie, and there's a particularly crazy-looking creature called Gothmog.
I'll put it this way, Lee. Do you think that we had one of the top midfields last year?
Oh, well, yeah, ours was the top because we won the league. There was no better midfield.
And usually
Allister and Szoboszlai was excellent last season. I mean, we can't complain because we won the league, but we've gone and changed it already with Wirtz, haven't we? But it's great to see that Szoboszlai is still massively valued and he's proven his worth by playing in different positions. Not just that he's played right back, he's been playing that 8 role as well, hasn't he? Because McAllister hasn't been available. So he's still, he's got a lot to... he's got a lot of he's got a lot of something anyway. He's got a lot of credit in the bank, I would say, with Slot and just in general. He's going to be playing a lot. And Wirtz won't play every game anyway, so with Harvey going out on loan, you'd imagine it's going to be Dom playing in his stead sometimes. What I like is that we've now got a striker sub, a 10 sub. We'll have we've got wide subs, we've got fullback subs. We're good for subs now. We can make some real impacts with subs as the season goes on. When we're in really tough, tight games, we know we can bring on an Isak or an Ekatike, or we can bring on a Szoboszlai or a Wirtz, whichever one's on the bench. And same with the wing positions and the full-back positions. I think it's going to be great. We haven't had this much of an Arsenal on the bench for ages. We are armed to the teeth now, bench-wise. It's great.
Exactly what.
To your question, what I said at the beginning, we did have the best midfield. We do have the best midfield. There ain't one better. The only thing that could come into that is Rodri. When Rodri's fit and available and he's at his maximum Rodriness, then him with the right players around him is a very good midfield. But do they have the right players even anymore if he's fit?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's weird, Man City this
year.
I
don't think that City had the best midfield last year.
No,
I don't understand Newcastle. I think Newcastle's midfield was sort of banging. Got on Champions League, got on the League Cup, but we sort of dealt with them okay in that 3-2 win there. It wasn't great, but it was okay. We got the win, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it was kind of like a wash when it came to our team. But, yeah, I mean, do I think that Joe Linton, Tonali, and Bruno are a better midfield than Maka, Grav, and Dom? Not particularly. For me, no. I don't think so. I'm not saying that they're not a good midfield. They are certainly a good midfield. But I don't see, as in the difference between our midfield and their midfield is there's a lot more offensive upside from our midfield than they have with their midfield. Any one of our 3 players could be goal scorers. Joe Linton, I guess, or even Tonali in a blue moon, but
Bruno
is probably the likely one to get goal. Guys.
Yeah.
Was Joe Linton a striker back in the days or something? He should score more. You know what I mean?
He should.
No, he was.
Busy trying to.
But Eddie Howe changed his role, which is fair play. It's usually the other way around. But yeah, and he's become a very good midfielder. Yeah, yeah.
But I don't, as much as I like, as in, are any of them, do any of them have the passing capabilities of McAllister? I don't think so. Who do you
Tonali
think
does.
Do you think Tonali's a better passer than McAllister?
He's good. He's up there, Costa. He's a good passer, Tonali. He is a very good passer, to be fair.
Okay.
The thing is, why they look better than our midfield is because of their over aggressiveness when they play. They use that big time, and it makes their midfield look really solid and good. I think that's great the way they do that.
But
we still beat on 3-2 the other week.
Exactly. What does it amount to? Like, I think our midfield.
But Bruno's a good player, bro. Like, I would have taken him a few years ago.
Was instrumental in us winning the league last year. We didn't have like our midfield, and obviously the production we got out of our wingers was instrumental in us winning the league last year. Absolutely instrumental. And then obviously you can go and say the spine of our team of VVD and you put in obviously Ali into that equation, and we certainly have a phenomenal spine. But it's more so you look at the players that got actual accreditation of being excellent last year, and I think that more times than not it was McAllister, it was. It was Dom didn't get that much acclaim last year because he was doing a lot of dirty work, I think, again.
Yeah,
but
he did. Yeah.
McAllister and Bruno McAllister and Gravenberg were possibly two of the most talked about midfielders of last year.
Well, Gravenberg won young midfielder.
I wouldn't go as far as to say that Bruno G or Joe Linton or Tonali were being mentioned as like, oh, they're having such phenomenal years that they should be considered for team of the year or something like that.
If you had to pick one out of the three, who would you pick then, 12? If you could sign one out of them three.
Sign a player. I would have signed Bruno most likely.
Mm-hmm. Same as
I wanted to sign Bruno.
He's a good player, bro. Aggressive, gets stuck in. Yeah.
Not after all the trash talk he did to our players, though.
No, saw that.
He can go. Yeah, now you can go rotate on one. But
who would you take, Nalante?
Tonali, Bruno, Tonali. Yeah, I guess I guess Bruno. I guess.
Yeah, Lee.
Between who? Sorry, was it?
It was Paul Scholes, Frank Lampard. Now, it was the Newcastle midfield out of them three. Bruno.
Which one would you take?
Which one would you take?
How about this?
Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, or Ryan Giggs.
Lee. Wait, Lee. Answer this question then, maybe. Let's say those 6 players are, it's a pickup game or something, right? And those 6 players are available for your midfield. What 3 out of the 6 are you picking for your midfield?
Maybe Tonali now. I would have said Guimaraes before, but maybe Tonali because it'd be more useful.
What are the 3 of the 6 are you picking? I'm asking. I think that could be a little bit better assessment of the midfield. And then we're going to move on, obviously.
Of which 6 are you talking about?
Okay. So it's Newcastle midfield and Liverpool's midfield being...
Yeah, the 3. Yeah. I would just pick ours. I would pick McAllister, Gravenberch and Wirtz.
There you go.
One of those. You wouldn't get in it.
Okay. What would you... Wirtz wasn't one of the selections, but okay. Dom, Ari. Because we're just doing we're just trying to compare them to last year, not this year. But how about for you, JK? Real quick.
I would go Gravenberch, Bruno, Szoboszlai. this season.
Oh, wow.
Szoboszlai.
Wow. Okay.
But I'm just going on form in that way.
Yeah.
But I, the bigger picture being, I'd go McAllister, Gravenberch, Bruno. Yeah.
McAllister, Gravenberch, who's the third? And Bruno?
Bruno. Yeah.
Okay. How about for you, Nalante, real quick?
Same as JK.
Yeah. And that's my point. Everyone would pick those players, but yet you're going to tell me that their midfield's a better midfield. But yet, other than Bruno's the only one that possibly gets into the rotation.
Gets into our team, yeah.
So, like, that's why I'm like, I call poo-poo on that. All right. Anyhow. But everyone's welcome to their opinions. It's just an opinion. I wanted to speak on Chiesa before I want to make sure we don't run out of time. Chiesa. That's, and by the way, that is, we spoke on that a couple of days ago. There is a Batman spinoff movie being made in Liverpool at the moment, as Lady B's mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Clayface. That's what it is. Or at least that's the Clayface is the main villain in it. Mm-hmm. Apparently, Liverpool is portraying Gotham City. Actually, it is.
Wow. We used to have a teacher that was called Clay. Her name was Mrs. Clayton. When I was about 7 or 8, 9, I used to call her Clayface, but she was an old misery, Mrs. Clayton. We used to call her Clayface.
I'm sure she loved that.
Yeah, I had Mr. Clayton. He was the football guy at school. Uh-huh.
I wanted to speak about Chiesa in Italy. Apparently, the head coach of Italy wanted Chiesa for Italy, but Chiesa said no. And honestly, that could be looked at as being maturity. I don't know. That could be looked at as being a player focused on being fit and prepared for his club duties. He's putting Liverpool first, focusing on his body and getting back to full sharpness, which is fantastic to hear. Some would call that maybe ducking a call up. I wouldn't go as far as that. I call it smart management. If he knows his body best. Short-term pride, long-term performance, maybe. If Chiesa nails the next month with us, both Liverpool and Italy will Italy win in the long run. I think that, like, albeit if he doesn't join the team now, that's one thing. But in the sense of if he does pick up his form with Liverpool, guess what? When that next call comes up, he will be called on.
That'd be good for him.
Move?
Yeah.
You think it's a smart move? Go ahead, JK. Do you think it's a smart move?
Look, bro, like, for me, I would have been happy if he went. Nah, look, this is the most I've ever seen him play. He's getting game time, not like loads, like a whole half or anything, but it's more than what he got last season. Let's put it that way. So he's on the right path, bro. I'm so sad for him that he's not in the Champions League squad. I don't understand that. He's the go-to guy when you're away to an Italian team. It's 1-1, and you want the winner. You took him on. Goal. I don't understand Slot sometimes. Like, what is this with Chiesa, man? What the hell's the problem there, man?
It looked like he was finally giving him like a
break. He cut him a break and took it back. He took it back, bro. Like, come on, bro. When you're on a away European game, Chiesa's the type of guy who's going to just pop up on the pitch, bang, he'll score a fucking goal. That's why we love Chiesa, because he's got something about him, bro. Like, we're not living in cuckoo land here. We know which players have got something about them. Chiesa's got something about him, bro. Arne Slot has got an issue with this lad. He got us the 3 points against bloody Bournemouth. We were 2-2. Chiesa comes on, bang, beautiful goal. It wasn't even a simple tap-in. It was a beautiful goal, bro. You had to get it just right.
Yeah.
And what thanks does he get? Oh, lad, you're not in the Champions League squad now. What? Like, that's a piss take for me. I want to see Chiesa in the Champions League, bro. I want to see it because I know he'll be big time for us in the Champions League. Well, I wish the fans make a bit of noise about this so Arne Slot thinks, you know what? Look, I think Dan's is in the squad. Let's get this straight here.
No, he's not. I don't think
he's not in the squad, no?
No. I can tell you who's in the squad. Yeah.
Negative. Negative.
Only he's not in the squad then, no.
Dan's Bashetic, or Dan's and Neoni. Okay, so Dan's and Neoni, I believe, are in the B squad, not the A squad. So there's like two lists. He's in the second list, I think. But I'll double check for you.
Yeah, I think I've seen something like that. Them too. Well, for me, Chiesa, bro, that's a loss right there. Great tool to have certain European games. Yeah, man, no
Sharpen the
brainer.
tools. You get me? Sharpen the tools and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, it's getting ridiculous now. Like I said, I mean, he's come on as a sub, which is great. Great, yo. No, they came on against Arsenal, didn't they?
Yeah. He came at the
He
end.
did.
Came on,
Yeah.
Took a bit of heat off us. That was good.
Yeah. So there's time, but again, like I said, I'll reserve total judgment. I don't want to see him coming on 10 minutes.
Wait,
10 minutes.
my fault. He came against Newcastle.
He
I don't know if he came on against him.
Against Arsenal, he did, bro. At the end.
Yeah, I'm sure I
Is that
saw
the-
him coming.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I could tell you how many minutes he got. 1 minute.
60 seconds.
He got.
He did. He got like 12 minutes or something like that. You're right.
12. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
something like that.
So the kids.
Well, he got probably about 15 minutes. He did. Yeah.
Okay, yes, plus stoppage time. Okay. So he's got some game time at least off the bench, but again, I'm waiting how the season develops, and I don't want it just to be the 12, 15 minutes. I want him to see him start some games, start a full 90 at least, or 70 at least. Just start some games. That's what I want to see, because we're going to need, again, I've been saying this last season, we're going to need to rotate. It's key that we want to, and it might not happen, but if we want to be all the way at the end of every competition, we have to rotate. We can't just
Exactly,
you know,
bro.
do the old play them 38 games, and that's Salah included. As great as he is, I mean, VVD is might be less likely due to injuries. But if there's a little moment, then VVD can get rest. And yeah, it's key. And the thing is, with Chiesa, I again, like you, I'm dumbfounded because he was saying, oh, you know, Chiesa for whatever reason wants him to stay. He's more sharp or whatever, and then you're not putting him in the Champions League squad. I mean, come on, dude, come on.
Come on, man.
Like, are you playing mind games? Only women do this. Women do sorry, Lady B, no disrespect, but some women, I'll correct myself, just for the females in the chat. Some women do these
Only
mind games.
slut.
You said it, not me.
Here's
Oh,
the
my point
roster.
is that.
Go ahead, finish your thought.
Yeah, but my point is that why are you not going to have him in the Champions League? So what's the point of what? Are you gassing us? Oh, and people will say, oh, it's a hard squad. But so what's the point of him staying? Like, I mean, yeah, if we get to the knockout stages, he'll be eligible. But what is he going to use? Was he going to use him? I don't know. Just ridiculous, man. Just like I said, you know, and then you got people's, you know, and we know who he is. He's not probably, you know, saying he's a rubbish player, he's a flop. How can you be a flop if you're not getting the game time? This is what I tell people, fans. A player can't be a flop if he doesn't have hardly any games. But you can't make a pre-assessment. You know what I mean? So it's just like I said. I'll be keeping quiet. I'll be waiting to see what he does, because it's just
for me. I want to see him more in Premier League games then. Like, I want to see him being the first sub all the time then, if that be. Because he's not playing Champions League. He'll play the Carabao Cup, no doubt. But in the Premier League, I want to see him getting, like, Burnley. You could even start Chiesa against Burnley away. Come on. If you really wanted to. You know what I mean?
Wait,
if you wanted to. Say, you know what, Salah, take a rest. You've been to World Cup duty with Egypt. We'll bring you on if need be. Chiesa, get your kit on, you're starting. Simple. Keep the guy's confidence up. Because you never know when you need him. You know, never deflate your players. That's the key of being a successful manager. When you play mind games as a manager, it can complicate situations. Pep Guardiola is paying the price for that now. In the last 2 seasons, his players have gone bloody haywire. You know? So you got to keep your players' levels and spirit up. Jurgen Klopp was the best in the business at that. I don't care what anyone says. He kept a person happy sitting on the bench. Not every manager can do that. You know, you got to have that personality to handle that. You know, but you got to keep you as a manager. You got to act like a father figure and act like they're your kids. So you don't really want to fuck your kid's head up, like telling him, "Oh, you're going to be playing this game, but you're not in the Champions League squad." That's going to destroy the lad. Like, come on, man. I wish slot and this Chiesa topic weren't really there. It's a bit annoying actually because I really like Chiesa. Top
Yeah,
lad,
he's
give it
burning to do
100%.
well for us. He's hungry.
He's hungry, bro. You can see it in him. You know, you can see it in him, bro. No.
It ain't meatballs and spaghetti. He's hungry to be on the pitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go, bro. It ain't the meatballs. Forget the spaghetti, bro.
Yeah.
He wants to play ball.
Big up with it. Don't even want pizza. He don't want Hawaiian pizza. He don't want meat feast. He don't want barbecue. Don't want none of them things. The BBQ, the pizza special. Nah, man. He wants to be on the pitch, man, and do what he does best.
Got me
This is
hungry
it.
now. I want barbecue. Anyway,
Everyone's getting hungry now.
I know.
Apologies, yeah. All right.
I will. So this is the lineup, or this is the roster. See, not the lineup. For the UEFA Champions League team. As you can see, these are selections. We went with 5 forwards: Isak, Salah, Cody, Ekitike, and Rio. Went with 5 midfielders: Florian, Dominik, Maka, Cujo, and Grav. And then in the back line, we went with, I believe, 9 players, I want to say.
Right.
Yeah. Frimpong, Robbo, Leone, Bradley, that's 4. Kirkez, Konaté, Van Dijk. Endo, I know some people are going to be like, oh, but he's a midfielder. Well, he's listed as a defender. And Joe Gomez. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but he's listed as a defender.
Yeah.
Shows you, but yeah.
And I don't know what's up with UEFA, by the way, considering, dude, why don't you have a picture of Ali? You don't have a picture of Virgil van Dijk. What's that all about? Like, you got a picture of everybody else. Like, okay, I get it. It's his first time in possibly one of his first times being in Champions League, but a picture of Frimpong, you know, a picture of Isak, Cody's not there. What's that all about?
Oh, I just got a picture of Ekitike. That's weird.
And this is the UEFA League. This isn't like some, you know, off-market website. This is UEFA, UEFA.com. Poor. Quickly. We're at the 90-minute mark.
For me, bro, I'm putting Chiesa in that squad before Rio. Rio, top lad, top potentials. But I'm not putting him in that Champions League squad. I'm like, lad, you're going to get a few Premier League games here and there. Cup games, you're in that. Why are you putting him in there instead of Chiesa? Come on, someone explain that to me. Like, that's just madness. Like, come on, man. That's a big, annoying thing, that.
Spot on. Top the
Innit, bro?
top. Exactly, Jacob. Top the top. What? Top the things, them. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean, bro?
Rio, Wonder Boy, and all that, man. Like I said, man, he's gonna have plenty of Champions League dates with us, man.
Yeah.
You know, put him like, yeah.
He'll be training with the squad anyway. Like, you know what I mean, bro? He can even travel with them. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, how many minutes is that Rio going to get in Champions League games? For me, Chiesa type of guy, you can put on 20 minutes left, he'll do something 100% because you just know. Rio, top player, don't get me wrong. But for me, it's all about timing. It's too much for him. He's a 16-year-old lad. You don't need a 17-year-old now. You don't need to put him in that Champions League squad. Should have just get Chiesa in there.
Alexia McAllister was left out of, like I said, the Argentine squad. It's, I think, a good thing to see because him being set out of Argentina maybe gives him he's likely to feature, by the way, against Ecuador, even though that game doesn't mean anything any longer. I don't believe it means anything, or it might mean something.
No, it don't.
It doesn't mean
That's a waste.
Yeah, Ecuador and Argentina both qualified.
Yeah. Argentina top. So why are they going to use McAllister? Okay.
I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be like a ramping up for him getting to his 90-minute. I don't think he'll play the entire game, but but who knows? Maybe he does.
Yeah.
I hope we continue to protect him, and I hope that it ends up being a benefit for Liverpool. Obviously, for him being ready for our game against Burnley, of which some people have him sitting. So, this was an interesting. This next segment and the following segment are it could almost be one segment in itself, because I know there was the deadline day drama, Palace pulling the plug. Apparently, Guehi was not only Liverpool were not the only ones frustrated. Guehi was left very frustrated and actually went to approach the board with his frustrations. Actually, he went over the coach's head to show his frustrations and his anger about he had already made an exit video. That's how in his mind he was already out the door. But apparently option one is, for Liverpool at least, is to strike again in January for a reduced fee. And if Crystal Palace was hell bent on getting 35 million or 40 million or 45 million, well, they're definitely not getting it in January. That is if Palace has sourced a replacement. Option two is wait for a free in the summer and spend January's cash elsewhere, maybe. And obviously, I would say don't forget the Leone factor. Liverpool genuinely believe in Giovanni Leone. They think that there's a real player there, and there's really no desperation at the moment as long as we have, I'll knock on wood, but have healthy options for our center halves. But there's always a talk of Konaté's contract. That's why I said both segments can kind of be compiled into one. Ibu, if there is no deal that's struck, he could leave on a free, and the whispers are Real Madrid are the ones most likely for his signature. That's why Liverpool chase Guehi so fervently, and they know the stakes. Palace blocked the move. But what happens now? You notice I did say that maybe we use that money elsewhere. And it'd be interesting because then it might complicate our efforts, or maybe it might complicate those people that are looking for Guehi to join in the summertime, if not in January. But why I say what happens now is there's a player that plays for Brighton that could be the answer that Liverpool looks to make. I don't know if anyone's heard this on the panel, or maybe read about this in the chat, if you've read about this in the chat or not. But apparently Brighton's 2024-2025 player of the season is possibly the choice that we'll be making to bring in. He's a Dutch international. He's partnered with Virgil van Dijk. He partnered with Virgil van Dijk just last week against Poland, for instance. He's on Liverpool's radar. He's also on Spurs' radar. He's on Newcastle's radar. His name is Jan-Paul van Heck. Now, he has 2 years left on his Brighton deal. You know the script. Brighton develop, Liverpool recruit. We've done that with McAllister, obviously, before. And Brighton is one of those teams that is all about dollar bill, on some Wu-Tang settings. They definitely look to capitalize off of selling. They're more of a selling than a buying club when it comes to progressing with their futures. question: would you rather us go for a Jan-Paul Van Heck, who apparently we could possibly get for the same price that we are willing to pay for Guehi, at least the earlier price that we were looking to pay for Guehi, around 35-40 million? Or do you see it as, no, let's just either go for Guehi or wait for Guehi? I'll ask that to Nawante, and then Lee, and then Jake.
I'm not really Van Heck. I don't really rate him, to be honest. He's all right, but nothing I would say. I wouldn't say it's necessarily wait for Gabe because now January, he's free to talk to whoever. But we should be looking at alternatives if we don't, like a Diamande, etc. So I think we should just be looking at alternatives just in case, because I don't think it's guaranteed with Guehi. But Van Hecke, I mean, if you're given the option out of the two, I'd rather go for Guehi than Van Hecke, if I'm honest.
Lee, what would be your choice? I'll repeat the question for you. I'll repeat the question for you. Van Heck from Brighton. Do we go for him in January? Would that be sufficient for you? Or do we go for Guehi in January, or even wait for Guehi in the summertime?
I'd go for Guehi in January. Van Heck's all right, but I don't think he's Liverpool standard, whereas Marc Guéhi could flourish here. And as I say, Van Heck's okay, and he could get better, but I don't see him as that accomplished a player that we'd want him. I don't think. Don't want to do him any wrong, like with what I'm saying, but I don't think so anyway. That he's Liverpool standard for me. So it'd be Guehi.
Okay.
Like, bro, the January, the transfer window we just had was sort of clouded with this Isaac wait and then the Guehi situation popping up now and again. Then at the end, it was like all systems go. The lads coming in, we're thinking sorted. We've had a top window, you know what I mean? Got the Isaac deal sorted. That was me, the main one, really. When you looked at the two deals on the last day, yeah, I would have been happy we get Guehi in, but at the end of the day, Isaac's the type of guy you want to get in, you know. So Guehi, just long. It's not messy, bro. Like straight in, straight out. Got the player. He's playing for us, Joe. You know, he was playing the day before we was meant to get him. You know, he did his medical, did everything. Something happened. We ended up not getting him. So, do we really want to go back there, or is there someone else available? So that's the question.
Mm-hmm. It's a real question. I think it's a real question. I think if we were to get Guehi, we come across the issue of getting him the minutes that I'm sure he would want to get. There's really no guarantee that he starts in front of Konaté. There's those that might even prefer Konaté over Guehi, and maybe vice versa, I guess. But if a Jan-Paul Van Heck were to be the choice, there's no, he's starting over Konaté.
What the heck, Les Pound?
I don't even know if
exactly. The heck? Van Heck.
What? Say again?
Bro, what was that guy's name? There was a guy from America. Him and his son, they used to do a show together. He was a doctor, and his son was.
Oh, you mean?
And he had a
Dick
name
Van
like that. Do you remember?
Dick Van Dyke? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Dick Van Dyke. Yeah. But for some reason, his name just reminded me of that. Yeah, Dick Van. Him and his son, wasn't it? What was that show called?
He gets a lot of bad shtick for having a terrible English accent, I guess.
Yeah.
He was in
Mary Poppins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, famous classic.
But yeah, what was that program with him and his son? Like, was it Murder or something? Did it have Murder in the title? Dick
No,
Van Dyke and his son.
I'll find out now, bro.
Someone in the chat probably knows. I'm surprised you don't know, to be honest with you.
I didn't recognise him as being the man from, like, the Mary Poppins, really, like, because I was only a kid when I seen that, but then I noticed, oh, it is him when he's got older. It was a terrible English accent on it. It was laughable. I've heard some nearly as bad, though, before. He's not the only offender there.
Oh, Diagnosis Murder, I think it was called.
That's it, Diagnosis
Oh,
Murder.
yeah, remember that? Yeah, it's first one, yeah. Diagnosis Murder, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Diagnosis Murder.
He was also in the
Cheeky
Mary
Bang
Tyler
Bang.
Moore. I think he was in the Mary Tyler Moore show too. I think
Virgil's cousin.
Virgil's relative.
Long lost cousin. Third cousin.
Through marriage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
He was also in Bing Bang Bong.
I think he was. Or maybe it was Mary Tyler Moore was his wife in Dick Van Dyke's show. I don't know. He is still alive, by the way. He is 99 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, bless him. Hope he gets
you
that.
can just tell he was a fan guy. You know what I mean?
Hope he gets the 100 man, the free triple digits.
I see. It's mad you just said that. I seen a report today in German about why people around the world live longer than 100. Like they're at 100. Japan has a lot of that, and this guy, he was 93, bro. He popped up in like a tracksuit, Adidas tracksuit, and he was proper like bouncy and full of life. And he was like, "Yeah, we go to the karaoke, we'll have a little drink, we end up singing, dancing, and having a laugh." And that, he said, that's what the main way of living long. Have a laugh.
Yeah, just enjoying life. Just enjoy life.
That's it.
Enjoy life.
If you always look down, you're gonna end up feeling down and old. You know.
Yeah.
Don't take it too serious sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how we got onto the Dick Van Dyke story, but all right. Yeah.
That's my fault, man.
You know what's wild is Messi has said that 2026 World Cup decision is still open. It's possibly one of the greatest cliffhangers that we all pretty much have an idea that he will play in this World Cup, but he is still open to possibly not playing in the World Cup for Argentina.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
That's a bit mad. He's blagging, bro. Of course he's going to play. Of course. He can't give
I
that
think
up.
he might go against the grain.
You think he's doing it for clicks or something?
Brother needs some money.
Yeah.
Right? Trying to get subscribers or something.
Nah, man, that guy's playing in the World Cup. He's just adding a bit of entertainment to it, ain't he? Like his teammates will say to him, "You got to play." You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. They want him. He's the legend, but I don't want him to ruin because I mean, again, I don't think Argentina will win the World Cup next year. So
they finished top.
Yeah, they finished top. Oh yeah, I mean they're the favorites, but I just don't think they'll win it because World Cup's crazy like that. I mean, there's no standout. I mean, they're probably the favourites up there, I guess, with Spain. But I'd rather him understand because he's thinking he wants to help the team win it, retain, not, and he's like I said, his body, etc. So I understand why he's thinking about it because you're not going to be the same as you were 5 years ago. So I get it, but I think he might just say, you know what, I'd rather just not be a distraction and just look, I'm done internationally or retiring and new support. Again, we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Yeah. What better way to go out is to go out. Well, Michael didn't. He did the first time he left, or the second time he left. That's what he did. He won the championship and then called it quits. Win the World Cup and call it quits.
Yeah.
I don't know how much better it could be than do that. Argentina is definitely a favorite. I don't know if they are the favorite to win the World Cup, but they are certainly a favorite to an odds-on favorite to win. A high odds-on favorite to win. Maybe Germany can get their act together. Maybe they could be.
Nah, Germany are looking dodgy, man. Like,
Nah. I don't need my life savings there. I'll do that if anyone ain't winning that World Cup. Okay, what happens in the next year and a half? They're winning it.
have you seen the England team today, bro? They ain't winning no World Cup. Like, have you seen the England team today? Come on.
No, JK, listen, don't disrespect. You know England are going to win. They're going to win beating the drums.
They're going to win a corner.
That's what, yeah.
I was going to say there was something that was released that was kind of funny. Again, it was almost another it was almost a little bit of I don't know if they put it out there just to kind of make fun of Newcastle a little bit more. Maybe I know the true Geordies out there are probably angry to hear the disrespect for his club being portrayed, but apparently there's an article that went out and spoke on the fact that Leone was highly coveted and pursued by Newcastle, and they had offered him a term sheet to come to play for Newcastle, and he said, "No, I'm good. I think I'll go for Liverpool. I'll hold out and wait for Liverpool." They did the same for the same could possibly end up being. Why I bring it up is because Newcastle is also trying to possibly get Jan Paul Van Heck as well. So it could be another name. Could be another name that declines to go north to northwest, right, of England, right? Lee, yeah. I think Lee's either getting tea or making a noodle sandwich. One of the two.
Neither actually. What was it? Sorry, about the north of England.
Oh gosh, I was just talking about Newcastle.
Just about.
Yeah, let's talk about Newcastle. I've always it's a shame. I always thought that Newcastle wasn't necessarily a rival. I don't think they are a rival of us.
No. I hope the away game with Newcastle next season is at the end of the towards the end of the season. Like, for the sake of Isa, the longer there is between the time when he could potentially go back and play there for Liverpool, the better.
I get you. Yeah.
But what's funny is that no, obviously we wrote it in the background 12. I'm sure JK's seen it. Drew Jordan, all the Newcastle fans, even on Big Six, Matty, they'll go, when Isak comes, he's just going to be here for 3 years. Then Rumour's just going to take him off your hands. Why, man? But I'm just thinking. Well, listen, if Isak plays till he's 13 over and he wants to go, no problem. As long as he's done his job, scored his goals, hey, fair play. We're not expecting him to stay for the rest of his career, but it's not that deep for us.
Yeah,
get it?
Isak does not have to retire or red. I'm not.
Yeah, no. We don't expect it. None of us expecting it. Yeah,
he's got a deluded like I mean,
yeah. He gets to his 30s, wins the trophies, 30, 31, he wants to go, no problem. You've done your service. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hopefully, and if he does and he goes to a big time club like that, even more so, thank you, because most likely we'll get a sizable fee, sizable transfer fee for it. So, yeah.
We won't be exactly. We'll be crying and moaning on the streams and having like a tantrum.
The whole Isaac transfer debacle was so embarrassing by the media, by certain managers, like just coming on the TV because they had a connection to United, Newcastle, and Isaac's not great, this, that, and that. Look, the guy wants to win something. He's thinking, I'm not going to win anything here big next season, Premier League or a Champions League, even though we're in it. He knows that.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Jake? Like earlier today on Quasi's show, on Quasi Bold show, Nalante was there, and there were others. I was just saying Nalante was there because he can attest to this. But there was a Manchester United fan that joined the conversation right towards the end of the show. And it was what was very, very interesting about it is there was moments where I wanted to ask him, how's it feel to be living in the shoes some of us wore in the 90s? How's it feel to know that your team is further away from glory than they are closer? But I didn't. I was nice. I kept quiet. I don't know the individual, so it wasn't like I had the ability to throw out banter and have him understand it's only jokes. But this is an interesting place to be. Whereas because in the conversation, I don't know if Lante picked up on this or not, but we were talking about, we're going to do this about Champions League, and we're going to do this about we've got this Champions League game, and who knows who we're going to play in that Champions League game, and and it's all about going for this and for the, contending for the title. And then I'm sitting there watching the United guy, and I'm like, do you want to talk about your? Oh, that's right, you can't talk about your team, can you? Oof, that hurts, doesn't it? Hurts. All right. I guess I'm alone. I have too many Manchester United friends that did not make being a Liverpool fan easy.
I can imagine that. Yeah, I can imagine that.
They did not make it easy. They rubbed your nose in it every opportunity they got. That's why now the pain and the anguish that Manchester United are going through, there is no love lost. There's no love lost on that one.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
I've never really been exposed to Man United fans that much. My little brother had a mate who was a United fan, but it was because he was actually from Manchester. They just moved to Liverpool when he was a kid. You know what I mean? But he was quite good at arguing and that. Like, he wasn't like daft as kid. He knew what points like to test you on and that. But yeah, he was full of it in them years. My brother's mate.
Bro, back in the days, the lads who sported like loads of Indians sport United or Liverpool in England, and what it was, all the Indian lads who sported United them days used to walk around with big chests. That arrogance. You know what I'm saying, bro? These same guys now are speechless, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even ring me no more.
They all used to wear the kits and everything, and
everything, bro.
Often as possible. Now you're like, do you still even have that kit? Where's it gone?
Yeah.
Why are you wearing a jacket?
But football affects personalities, bro. That's how big football is.
Take your coat off. Let me see. What do you got? Jersey on you there? Take your coat off. Man's not hot. I got you. Oh man. Yeah. Well, we talked about the elephant in the room. being Konaté, and then whether his deal gets struck. He could leave on a free, obviously, but we'll see if that happens. We spoke on something that was close to my heart, at least, the vice captain, about how he chose heart over the paycheck, over the opportunity to, for the glory elsewhere, which is really, really cool. The international chaos that we're seeing go on. Some of us are happy. Some of us are not so much happy to see these players go out. Szoboszlai, the Swiss Army knife. I think someone else said that earlier in the chat. I think it was AR, I think, said it possibly in the chat. We answered center back questions that could define the season, whether it is the Brighton fullback, or excuse me, the Brighton center half, or if it ends up being Guehi, or maybe neither. Maybe we just go the entire season with what we got. If you got value tonight, or if you got a heart and it's red, please smash that like. Drop your take on Dom's best role in the comments if you like, or put your comments on how you feel about Robbo. Share this with one red who needs to update. We'll be back tomorrow. We have one of two shows. I'm going to ask the guys after we go backstage, which show to do for tomorrow. But whichever show they end up choosing, it's going to be a good one. Trust me on that one. So join us tomorrow. We'll be doing this show at the same time. But you guys want to say peace out? Lee, you want to say peace?
Yeah, cheers everyone. Thanks everyone in the comments. Thanks for your contributions. See you again. Bye for now.
JK, do you want to say peace out?
Yeah. Peace out to the chat, panel and the chat. Top show, bro. Press like on the video as well.
Okay. And Milante, do you want to say?
You know what's coming. You know what's coming. I'm going to say big up the Noodle Sandwich Brigade, sponsored by Lee. Big up the Noodle Sandwich Brigade. Big up all you noodle sandwiches. We're going to go into a deep discussion with the Noodle Sandwich Brigade with Lee. Number two, big up the chat. Number two, come on. Who wants to see me on camera tomorrow? Get the likes up. No, we're joking. No, joking. But I'll just say quickly, before we end, we've already talked about the obviously 12 has about the Darwin Lucho post from was it Anfield sector, wasn't it?
Anfield edition.
Yeah, okay. I just want to say quickly, I was watching Kopish, and then guys, I don't know if any of you watch Kopish, and I saw obviously the Kopish and James Redmond and another guy who I dislike, Dom Hassan, the clickbaiter merchant, and they brought it up, and they both when they mentioned it, because I wrote in the comments actually in the chat, I just said, and he said, oh, it's no big deal. Oh, and then Don Hassan said, oh, Salah's been, and him and James Redmond said, Salah's been way too over emotional about it. And I just thought, what the hell are you guys on? The guy was trying to be disrespectful, read between the lines. Oh, but just because he said the biggest upgrade in history. If that's not disrespect, because it's true. Well, Lucho's not a bum, and Darwin's not a bum, regardless of what you feel. Yeah, probably not good enough for us, but he's not a bum, you know what I mean? And yeah, I just thought it's very disrespectful for them to say Salah was over emotional. I mean, do you know what the man's has been through in the last couple of months? You know what I mean? Like I said, he's lost one of the key players. They should know better. They lost one of our a friend to a friend. That's what I'm saying, Tor. Sorry, Tor. I'll let you end with your comment anyway. I want you to end this with the guys. And like a friend, a deep, close friend, not just, teammates. Some people have different personalities, Some you gel with others, but he was close with everyone, tight. Can you imagine how that man's affect? And we don't, and he got on with Darwin and Lucho from what I saw, and to see that. So, and you're telling me the guy's over emotional? Why do you two get a life, chumps? And like I said, you won't have the balls, especially you Dummerson and James. When I challenge you, come on these stations, come on the 12th man, let's have a discussion. But you won't have the balls, and you're telling me the guys off emotion. Get the hell out of here, man. Anyway, sorry, I'm done.
No, I think that's well spoken, because I agree with that completely. I think one of the main reasons why Salah did say that is because, if anything, especially with the passing of a close friend, it really puts perspective on the relationships and friendships and the emotions that are connected with them means something to these people, means something to these players. And yet, I know for your Don Hassams and the likes that can call people human fecal matter, or you can go on to points of saying things that are completely not only disrespectful but disgusting. Just flat out disgusting, especially when it's about our own players. It's one thing for it to be banter. It's one thing for it to be something about other players' teams or rivals and the like. This is about your own team. This is about people. These are about people that we care about. We speak about this concept of being Reds and how you'll never walk alone, and how we're here for each other, and from all the things, especially that Liverpool, the city alone, has had to go through together as a combined effort, against the turmoil or the devastation of losses and likes. You got to recognize that these people, these men, have founded bonds of brotherhood with each other, and that's a beautiful thing. And it's one of the reasons why this club is different. It's the reason why you could have a Trent Alexander-Arnold say something about it means more. I can relate to that, because it's the reason why I care about everyone in the chat. It's the reason why I would go to bat for everyone on this panel. And it's simply because you support the same club as I do. I didn't grow up with you. I'm not family members with you, but one thing I know is you're part of my Reds family, and that's immensely important. And you have a lot of merchants, a lot of content creators out here that don't care about that. They do not care. They're only interested in super chats, smoking cigarettes on camera, and saying vile, disgusting things about our team. That is where you have to draw the line. And and I'm hoping it's something that I saw on the Football Terrace, because they were going on about something else slightly related to what I'm saying. I'm hoping that this new phase will start to kick in, where it's not all about, you don't have all these just out for profit merchants like those guys, and you have more of these content creators like you see on the panel here, and are in the chat along with yourselves, that do care about each other. That do care about each other. A lot of us have struck friendships from just talking about our team. We don't all share the same opinions about our team, but it's because we hold the same values and the same basic concept of wanting success for this team.
Mm-hmm.
We can call each other brothers and sisters.
Exactly that, bro. Exactly that. And that's what I believe in as well. Them very words, what you just said, spot on. It's like, see, when I see this new generation of Liverpool fan, I'm thinking they're not really Liverpool fans from the soul. It's like they grew up and realised, there's money to be made supporting a football club. Which one should I pick? Okay, I'll go for Liverpool because they just won the Premier League, or they just won the Champions League, whatever. And that's the generation we're living in now, Everyone's got a reason why they support Liverpool. I've got mine, you've got yours and stuff. But our reason is something spiritual. Could be anything, bro, But we're connected to Liverpool Football Club. Why? Is in the way you respect them and how you talk about them. You know what I mean? It's like, would you talk this bad about your family to other people? You know, like you wouldn't do that, would you? So, but these guys feel like it's a free market to talk whatever they want. Like for me, what Salah said in that tweet there, beautiful, bro, beautiful. And them guys were saying like he's acting a bit. What's it called? What was it?
Oh yeah. And I'm talking about people that this is from possibly some of the biggest supporters of Mohamed Salah. Hassam, Judge Mo, they all were saying negative things about Mohamed Salah's comments. The reason why they're saying that is because it goes against everything they're about.
Yeah, principles.
It goes
principalities in this matter. Simple.
Think about it. Honestly, think about it, people.
Like I say, bro, I know if you're a real Liverpool fan in the way you come across, and these guys are not real Liverpool fans. If you're going to question or say anything about, like for me, Salah's got a free ticket this season, bro. I don't care what he does. He can do what the hell he wants. He's gave his soul to us, and whatever he brings to the table, he'll bring it. You know what I mean? He's got a goal and an assist in 3 games, and he hasn't even played great. You know what I mean? That's the quality of this lad.
Yeah.
So for me, that tweet you wrote there, beautiful, bro. It was a dig at all them guys who was fucking moaning, having a dig at old players, Darwin, Diaz, even Andy Robertson. Let it be, bro. It's like, come on, man. If you guys, if Liverpool fans haven't realised, everyone is against us. Look at that Isaac deal. How much noise it brought us. You know, everyone wants us to fail. Isaac, Wirtz, them 2 guys, especially. Why they cost over 100 million? These guys are like vultures waiting. So Liverpool fans need to keep it real and act in a behaviour that sort of shows the club in a good manner, bro. We don't want to be like Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United and all that. No. We don't want to be like them guys.
Yeah. You know what's sad about it, honestly, for me too, is that it's such a simple concept to get behind. I think what he's saying is a basic principle of being a red supporter. And I think that, like, still, even though it's not anything super lengthy and it's a simple sentence, and yet they still can't bend a knee and say, I can get behind that. They don't care about you or me. That's the difference. They could care less about whether you're a red or not. They could care less, and I can say that confidently. But there's a difference, and it's what the movement we've been doing, whether it's Anfield Irishman on his channel, whether it's been Quasi, whether it's been Fozzy, whether it's been Lee,
Ozzy,
Alante, JK, with their efforts as well. It's the effort of saying we're all Reds. Hate us or love us, the bottom line is we support each other. And if you don't believe in that, stop singing the song.
Exactly.
Stop singing the song because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because you're not walking with us. You're walking against us.
Like if you get goose pimples when you hear that song, bro, that means you're that type of character to help someone else. You know what I mean? It's just like it's the DNA of Liverpool fans, you know. So let's keep it real and how Liverpool fans have been throughout the years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then get involved in any of this bickery about other clubs. We don't need to say nothing. Our team does our talking. You know what I mean, bro?
No. Red for Life. CJ said it well too. But Red for Life said it well too. It's about some people. It's not about like the heritage. It's not about the camaraderie. It's not about any of those things. It's about they just want to be connected to something that's a winning squad, a winning. They want to be connected to a winner. They
bragging rights, yeah.
They don't care 1 ounce whether you're they don't care 1 ounce about you, and that's sad. Glory hunters, that's a good way of putting it. And I mean, I think that the good majority base of Reds, the reason why I connected with this fan base especially was because the vast majority of Reds that I've come across are incredibly genuine people, incredibly like sincere, and you can understand that they really do get what it means to be a Red. They really do get what it means to be a Red. Whether you live in the city or you live outside the city, they understand the fact of what it means to be a Liverpool Red supporter.
Well, I realised one thing, bro. When I talk to Scousers on shows and stuff, they don't ever really go after the players or the manager. You know what I mean? It's always outsiders. Like, I realised that. Like Lee, I've never heard him say anything bad about any player. You know? Or the manager, anything. I've never heard him any time say that. Even Frank and that on his old show. No. The owners, yeah, different story. But in general, they always support the players, the genuine fans. Even Darwin, bro. Like Darwin, we supported him till the end, me and you. You know what I mean? Not every Liverpool fan was like that. But for me, if you're going to be wearing a Liverpool shirt, I'm going to support you. It don't matter if you're not the greatest. But at the end of the day, we're going to support you because you might get the winner in the 90th minute. You know? So,
it's the reason why I do. It's not easy, but it's not easy to do these shows. You know, sometimes when you're like, especially when you start off and it's like you talk, it's basically you talking to yourself almost at times, you know? And it's not easy to put your opinions out there or put your face on camera or much just put your voice on camera or on a channel. There you go. But the reality of it is that people like yourself in the chat, you guys do make it easier because despite the fact that we all have our own opinions, our own takes, our own ideas as to what's for the betterment of the club or what we should do for the direction of a club or what's your take on this or that player. I still honestly do believe that, you know, when push comes to shove, that you guys would be there for each other. And that makes a difference. You actually care about each other as much as I care for you. So, I that's just my take. I don't know. Lee, you want to say anything extra on that one or no? Being the scouts in the house. Please don't say what we're talking about. You there, Lee? You there?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just doing something then. Go ahead, what did you ask us? I was just in the other room momentarily.
Oh, man.
Big up Tracy. We ain't seen her for a while. Big up Tracy.
I had to turn my charger off in the other room. What was you asking us, sorry?
We were just talking about the fact of I don't even know how to get back into it. It's just talking. Nolante brought up the fact that I think it was James Redmond and Hassan were on there, basically dissing Mohamed Salah's statement. I spoken about how Judge Mo and Hassan have been doing it on another big platform. You know, I just emphasize the fact that, you know, there's things that we say as content creators, we might not put a lot of merit into our influence. And I'm not saying that we're some like, you know, influencer on some ecstatic level, but you know, we are a voice. We do carry what it is to be a Red. And especially when we've taken it that next step to say that we're going to at least be, you know, creating a channel or creating a platform to kind of verbalize and vocalize our opinions and give each other a platform to do the same. Mohamed Salah basically said, "How about we celebrate the great signings without disrespecting the Premier League champions?"
Mm-hmm.
And it is basically what it is that, look, whether you're a former Red, whether you're a present Red, whether you're a future Red, let's just continue to respect and appreciate you as a Red, period.
Yeah, it's very easy to take the mick and shoot holes in what Mo says if people want to do that. And it's, they're entitled to their opinion about things, aren't they? But most people, I think, would be totally in sync with what Mo says about players that have gone. Because it's unfair to their memory, isn't it, to say, oh, look at the major upgrades. Remember the crap we had last year. You don't say it like that. Yes, we're pleased that we've had these so-called upgrades, but we don't forget the players that went before and that, made a lot of effort for us, that, sort of bled for the shirt, went to war for us, in the shirt. You don't forget that easily. So, yeah, they do deserve a mention, for sure. I don't really see what people's problem is with them saying that, but you're always going to find that, aren't you? You get a lot of
That's the point.
opinions on that.
How difficult is it to just support a positive? That's like a positive message. That's just a positive message, calling out the negatives, the negative Nancy's out there, and saying, look, it doesn't have to be, toxic positivity, as some people say, or whatever. You don't have to do this or do that with the positivity. But this is one portion of being good people that we could all probably, rally around. And still, rather than say, yeah, okay, I understand where he's coming from, they had to double down and say, nah, he's too wrapped up in his emotions. After what this man has gone through, for you to have the balls to say that shows that you have no connection to this fan base and to this club, in my opinion. You are there for $1, and that's that.
And Dara's bang on. Negativity sells, These guys are all negative, man. And I'm very rude as well, call me Jurgen Klopp, a German, whatever. You don't say that as a Liverpool fan. Come on, man.
Diaz.
Diaz is this and this
Hannibal.
and that.
Human.
That professional, man, I just don't understand how you can blaspheme a guy who put 10 years of his life for us, who worked on shoestring sale monies, he didn't get big budgets every summer like Pep did. No. What Jurgen Klopp did for our club, no one could have done. Only Jurgen could have done that. You know what I'm saying? Put us back on the map after a long way out, So, and you had Liverpool fans mocking Jurgen Klopp. Come on, man, what's going on here? Is it to get the attention by calling Jurgen Klopp a dickhead or whatever? Come on, man. There's a line you just don't cross as a Liverpool fan, and a lot of fans are doing that. So-called fans. I'm not even calling them fans anymore. For me, they're actors. You support Liverpool because you want to. It isn't because it's a financial choice. Let me pick a big club to support, and I'll make a lot of money through that. Come on, man.
That's
a mad world.
We spoke on that on Quasi's show too. It's like there's so many people out there that have these wild takes, or they have these disrespectful, vile takes, or they'll say things that they wouldn't say to a player's face, certainly not in front of their own mother or father. And yet, they feel entitled or empowered to say these different takes, and these people think that, I can say this today, but in a month, 2 months, 3 months, sometimes even not even a couple of days for some people, they'll just go as far as say, I didn't say that. as if there's no record of you saying it. Like, as
And the
we were-
person in the chat saying, I could send you the clip where you say it on 1 minute 14 where you said that.
Exactly. He's like, you said it. You said it. You know, well, I didn't say that Cody that we need to get rid of Cody. Oh, I never said that Gravenberch isn't good enough to be on this team. Oh, I didn't say that they did this or that. I was always this and that. And you'll see like pictures of the players behind them all of a sudden, or you'll see like their number, the number of the player in their names, and they'll go as far as to go way over the top to try to be like, let me overcompensate, to try to erase the fact that I said that, but now I don't want you to remember I said that. We can all, your opinions can change.
No, bro, you know the Szoboszlai one.
I'm not saying your opinions can't change.
Opinions can change. You know?
Yes, your opinions can change, but yet own up to it. That's what we're just saying. Own up to it. Trust. I've gotten predictions wrong. I had to own up to it. You know, people on this panel have said things about players that have changed in their perception of the player, and ultimately, it's like sometimes it's so funny. You see these people out there, and some of these people rather be right about a player being trash or bad or whatever they call them, you know, than being wrong and it being a benefit to all of us in our team. Like there are people out there that rather see Wirtz be a bust because they called it.
Yeah.
Then Wirtz be the phenom that we all believe and hope that he will be for our team, because that would be success for us.
Yeah, there will be.
Rather be the I told you so.
Yeah.
Person that called some wild scenario of Grab was terrible, or Cody was always going to be bad. I knew it from the very beginning.
Bro, it happened to me when we brought Mane. I said, like, he seemed like a Man United player to me, Mane.
Mm-hmm.
Years later, I'm talking 4 or 5 years later, someone tweeted me, you were wrong about that, weren't you? Like something like this. And I was like, bro, I'm so bloody happy I was wrong. You know what I mean? There you go. Simple.
To it. You can own up to it.
Like for me, yeah. I ain't gonna make a song and dance about it. It is like, that's my opinion at that time. And it can change, of course. That's football. That's why I love football, because it can change your opinion pretty quick. You know? So, but blessed up CJ, Lee Whiskey, and Red for Life in the chat, man. They're there to score.
Yeah. Trust CJ. You don't know how much, you know how many. I could tell you when it happened, too. The game against Spurs, when Cody got injured, the parachutes that were hit for those that were supportive of Cody being ample or good enough to be on our team was ridiculous. It was like D-Day or something, like they're storming the beaches of Normandy. Like, that's how many parachutes of people were jumping off the bandwagon. And all of a sudden, he had a little bit of a run of poor form, trying to get back into form. And then all of a sudden, he's scoring goals. He's one of the main keys to us advancing the League Cup. Then all of a sudden, people went from Dutch footballers are a scourge on football to he's incredible. He's just phenomenal. It's pathetic. That's all. It's pathetic. I never said that. I've always been a fan of the player. No, you haven't. Just own up to it. That's all we're asking. Opinions can change. People can be wrong on their predictions or on their statements and the likes. It's a part of being human. But just own up to it. That's a part about being human too. I know many people don't know what D-Day is. I know I got that. I got you on that one. That might be for some of our older patrons of the channel. You should always remember D-Day. D-Day was very important to world history. Once again, people are quick to forget their history. My point is, you must never forget your history, because then if you forget your history, you'll never know what your future will be. Anyhow,
I'll quickly just finish the Salah thing. Salah's thinking there, look, I'm going to leave Liverpool one day. What they're going to be saying about me when I leave.
yeah.
Simple. That's what he's thinking there, bro. Nothing else, nothing more. And them lads are making fun of that. For me, his comment right there was beautiful, bro. Telling people to appreciate what people do for the club. I know they get paid well. That's like they get paid well, of course, and they can do that somewhere else. But they chose Liverpool, and they're at Liverpool. But show a bit of respect, you know what I mean, bro? Without Salah last season, we're not winning the Premier League. What you guys have been celebrating on your shows. Simple.
Not even close. And again, the people that I said were at fault for criticizing this comment are people that are huge Mohamed Salah fans, to the point where Mohamed Salah can do no wrong. Type Salah fans. You want to call them? They're fanboys. If you want to call them that, they're virtual fanboys. But But saying let's show respect for all Reds, past, present, future. That's a step too far. I can't be bothered with that talk, and that's the reason why I'm going to continue to hopefully push on with the channel, trying to make that statement and that portion of our channel be one of the underlining fabrics of this channel. Again, I can't thank you enough for being in the chat and being people I respect, and people that, again, we do not hold the same opinions on everything, if anything at times, but I respect you enough to hear what you have to say, and I respect you enough to know that you're a Red, and that's why I am open to hearing what you have to say, because I support you the same way I hope that you would support me. So I think that goes.
It's true, Dara, about Diaz. Like, Mans were ripping Diaz, and he put a shift in last season, so they did it to him. And he's like, the way Diaz has been talking about Bayern life, you think, bloody hell, did he just escape from Alcatraz or somewhere?
No,
I swear, you know what I mean, bro? He's, oh yeah, I'm proper happy now and all this. I'm thinking, that sounds a bit weird. Yeah. So, you know, and also what CJ says about Elise, bro, that's all I'm hearing in the last bloody days. Elise. I don't give a damn about Elise right now. All I care about is Mo Salah playing for Liverpool. It's like Salah just signed a 2-year contract, bro. Top goal scorer, top assist maker last season, right? And these guys are looking for replacements and doing proper shows about that. Like, come on.
Wild.
Like, it's fucking wild, bro.
I don't even understand the Elise thing at the moment. Other than
I didn't even want to hear about that. I know he's a good player, top player, don't get me wrong. But right now, I don't give two damns about him. He don't play for Liverpool. Simple.
Yeah, good player, absolutely. But again,
actually, 12. Can you make that Twitter thing just cover the screen so Dara can see it? Because
Yeah, about what Mo said, Dara.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay, Dara's got it. Okay.
The picture on the top is what was originally posted, and that's what triggered Mohamed Salah to post a response to that posting. Because again, these kinds of postings and these kinds of things that are being done by these clickbait merchants out there, these dudes that do not care about other Reds. They only care about themselves and about being able to say that they're connected to a winner. They do not care. They don't care about the players. They don't care about you, me, none of that. They care only about your super chats, and that's about it. Super chats, memberships, and that's about it. And it's the only way you get in the conversation with them. But people, we are going to, again, like I said, we're going to have a show tomorrow that is going to be it's going to be one of two shows. I'm going to ask the panel once we go backstage which show they would like to do. Give it to them to decide on which one we're going to do tomorrow. And other than that, hey, let's just all be better people. Be better. There's
What's
nothing
that?
wrong with being a better human being. Be the best Red you can be, basically, because we all represent Reds wherever we go. So nothing wrong with trying to be a better human being. I'm going to say 2 hours, 30 minutes. We're going to call it a wrap there. People, please tune in tomorrow. I hope that your weekend is a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the break if you're not into international football. But other than that, take care. God bless. And up the Reds. Good night, people.